Very good night to everyone. Thank you for joining us here on this edition of Real Talk. It is the 29th day in the month of June 2026, and we're very happy to welcome you to be a part of our program tonight, as always, discussing issues that matter to you. And we'll be talking politics, of course, and everything that goes with it. But we want to start tonight, especially by bringing you a little bit of some of the meeting that was held just last week. As you know, we had a meeting in the Tarishpit area as the party continues to prepare for a possible by-election in the Roseau North constituency with our delegate, Danny Luge. And we were able to meet with the people in Fontaine, in Tarishpit, in Gotha, and we had a very exciting meeting last Friday. And so we're going to be playing for you a little bit of it. And when we come back, we'll talk some more. But for now, we're going to be listening first to the man Siri as he talks about as he brings his own particular spin on this. So let's listen to Siri.
Able moun pilit savan constituency sorti ça ka passe soya. Ça ka passe là c'est pas un mouvement qui mort ça. C'est un mouvement qui vivant. Et bien faut moun ka écouter à la radio, à la télé, à la internet, faut sorti qu'il y a un mouvement. Mouvement c'est bagay faut sorti. Mouvement pas bagay qui mort. Avec bonsoir pilit savan constituency. Et bien c'est un plaisir. Mon là ka représenter et bien parler si compte à mon pays savant constituency. Et bien il dit moi monsieur si c'est Johnny qui a monté pour pays savant nous qui gagné parce que yo attend qui ça va passer au Rosonof. Yo attend qui ça va passer au Rosonof. Et bien Johnny nous c'est un grand plaisir. Mettez-le devant la caméra là, laissez mon voir. Laissez payer bon. Laissez étranger moun qui tout partout la terre. C'est vous qui a monté. Bah, Rosonof constituency, eh bien, ou toujours gagné, eh bien, ou toujours gagné, ça fait que jamais arrêté, ou que retraité, ou que retire à gagner, ou que Danny que retire à gagner, eh bien, c'est un grand plaisir de ça. Mon coup de Danny parle à la radio, eh bien, Danny a dit, il fait 600 moun après Hurricane Maria, 500 moun, gouvernement mandé pour one day. Il assisté, il peut pas payer pour 500 moun en Roseau North constituency. Et bien c'est pas un seul moun, gouvernement andé. Ça donne ça fait pour ça. Les gouvernements même mandé donné pour andé, il peut pas payer 500 moun quand il a découvert. Puis ça réparé, et le gouvernement d'accord, il pas qu'à andé parce que c'est Danny, et bien il a demandé Danny pour réparer. Est-ce que vous avez goumé contre Danny? Avec vous avez goumé contre le gouvernement? Parce que le gouvernement qui m'a dit, eh bien il fait travail. Et le gouvernement d'accord, il n'est pas qu'à ande. Parce que si on est Danny qui est tapé point, bon, à capter ça, vous soyez, Danny pas qu'à perdre point. Danny a ajouté, il a augmenté, il a mis en plus. Eh bien il n'a pas de les regarder en soya là. Et vous regardez. Voyez vous avez venu en piste, voyez vous avez été à Richpit, est-ce que vous avez allé à l'hôpital là qui nous l'a encore? Saint-Aruba, est-ce que vous avez là? Ça c'est le monde qui a des padas. Ça c'est côté ça, vous avez tué mon misère. Ça c'est côté ça, vous avez des gens qui mal. Après 26 ans, est-ce que vous avez catché il y a côté qui mal Dominique? Si vous bien fait travail, après 26 years, il passe pour côté qui mal Dominique. C'est pour ça que vous avez tourné en biscotte, vous avez avancé mon mal. Vous avez mis $5,000, $10,000, $2,000. Vous avez un contrat pour nettoyer un drain. Parce que vous avez quoi? Pourquoi c'est après ça, après 26 years? Pourquoi c'est après ça pour 26 years? Avec Dr. Thomson Fontaine, avec Danny Perezonov, moi vote pour Danny. Et ni plus haut que ce qu'on va parler de ça. Achat calculateur, comment c'est calculé? Après ça, nous avons payé $9 an hour. About ça va venir $1,200 a month. About Dr. Thomson Fontaine, où vous avez payé $12 an hour, ça va venir $2,000 a month. Ok, après ça là, yo fini, hein? Yo fini. Qui laisse ça répondre? 1,200 à mettre $1,000 là. Parce que yo a venu millionnaire, yo jamais millionnaire. Qui laisse ça ou laisse là, on va travailler pour? Est-ce que vous voulez plus? Après vous voulez même manière où est? Est-ce que vous voulez le wheelchair? Après vous voulez tout bout? Qui laisse là? Qui laisse ça ou voulez? Avec ce plaisir, comme on dit Rosonov, vote bas, Danny, Lougué pour Rosonov. Il est toujours debout, il est toujours là, il ne va jamais aller. Pourquoi il va venir séparer l'argent? Pourquoi il va mettre des bagages en place pour où faire l'argent? Il va acheter des mal. Là, il vient Rosonov. Dit, est-ce qu'il y a les Saint-Aroma? Est-ce qu'il y a les Mont Daniel? Parce qu'il n'y a pas ça, l'argent, c'est mon nom dépendant. Il va courir, c'est mon nom, il y des mal. Il y a des mal, il va venir des gens avec l'argent. Et pendant qu'il y a yo pas dit rien encore. Bazo, ok, gars, yo d'accord que élection à présent c'est ou pas ni l'argent ou que pède, yo ni l'argent que gagne. Après nous va faire ça avec pas ça Rosonov. Et pas ça, et nous va commencer Rosonov. Et nous va il faut une commission dans tous ces pays, toutes ces constituencies là qui est délité, c'est United Workers Party, Danny Rosonov.
While living in New York, he would send down my banners, my t-shirts. So thank you, Peter, and thanks to the rest of my family who support me. God bless you. So I say thanks to Nuela and Milo and the crew who decorated the place. They did a lovely job. Where's Nuela? Thank you. They made a, and here's my brother Vincent, he worked hard also. They created a positive atmosphere, and we love them for that. Haven't you noticed that we have no police security? We don't need police security. It's just Jacqueline that is my security. Where's Jacqueline? Come Jacqueline. Come Jacqueline, come Jacqueline, come. Let them see who is my security on our walk. She's my security. We don't need guns, we don't need bombs, we don't need guided missiles. This is my security. If you have a candidate that needs police security, that means she's scared of you and she can't represent you. Thank you, Jacqueline. On the other side, they're not even senator yet, but they walk in the constituency with 2 bodyguards. How can you be afraid of the people you want to represent? Workers! Wake up, workers! We have a job to do in Rosanov, and we will take care of business in Tarish Pit. Tarish Pit is not for sale. This is Danny Luge domain. So make way for the blue. The blue tsunami is coming. 27 years of shattered dreams, broken lives, and hand-to-mouth existence. You know, if Scared could not give our children an opportunity to live, work, and enjoy life in Dominica, after 27 years, he cannot do it at all. How many more generations of young people will be born under Scared, and all they dream of is to run away to another Caribbean country? Our children cannot find good paying employment in their homeland, and at the same time they cannot go to the United States of America anymore. Thanks to this reckless Labour Party, parents cannot go to their children's graduation ceremonies in the United States, even today. And new students cannot enter universities in the US for this new semester. A door shut because of the reckless sale of our passports to crooks and criminals with dirty money. Now our children are paying the heavy price. A devastating future without an education in the US universities. And we want them, but they told us that we were enemies of the CBI program. But now the chickens have come home to roost, and all the big countries are closing their borders to Dominicans. Civil servants are retiring by droves and cannot get their gratuity. Something that is illegal. But see the millions being spent in this by-election, even in Tarish Pit. But we in Tarish Pit and Rosenhoff have never been for sale. And you can feel the desperation in the air. While the treasury empty, Labour Party kitty loaded with billions of CBI London money. May your passer get you know. Your passer get you know. We will defeat big money with pure love. Pure love for their old pal rep and their incoming pal rep. Do you remember the famous statement? If not passport, what? Not one factory to manufacture the loads of raw materials and fruits grown in Dominica. Just passport they're selling. But that door is shutting. That door is closing. But there is hope. Team Dominica is here with a plan. A 10-pillar plan to restore Rosenhoff to its former glory. And our leader, Dr. Thomson Fontaine, will share the 10-pillar plan tonight. But Rosenhoff will contribute to that plan. We have our own ideas, and one of them is that we want back the land at Public Works. I hear that they sold that land, but this is public land, and we're taking back that land. What we want that land to do? We want that land to create business opportunities for our young people. My vision for Rosenhoff is to establish a tourist reception center at the old Public Works site, where the bottom floor will become the permanent home for our hard-working vendors, of whom several are from right here in Tarish Pit. Where is Elizabeth? Elizabeth must be somewhere there. Yes, we will build a brand new and permanent vendors arcade. Our vendors are tired of being kicked around by this lazy government. If you drive past the Bayfront today, you will see that the vendors were forced to leave the Bayfront. But a few brave vendors put up their own tent because the wicked government break down theirs. It seems like a communist strategy to have vendors beg them to pay light bill and water bills. But I know my hard-working vendors love to earn their own money. The good book says, by the sweat of your brow, you shall eat bread. And Bayfront vendors are not lazy. All they want to do is to work 366 days a year. Bayfront vendors want to work. Bayfront vendors want to support their families. Scare it. Let my people go. Scare it. Free up Bayfront vendors. For 27 years, they lied about a vendor's arcade. But Team Dominica will build a permanent vendor's arcade. We will build in that vendor's arcade a tourist visitor center where buses will do tours from that site. We will build restaurants with local delicacies. We will build hair braiding salons where young ladies and young men can open up their massage and beauty salons. Local businesses on the second and third floor. A conference center. All seafood restaurant. Steam fish, fry fish, fish roti, kubuya fish, roast fish, baked fish, and famous. Catch of the day from the fishermen of Tarish Pit, Pottersville and Fokole. Our fishermen will get sale for their catch, while our young chefs of Fokole, Yampish, and Tarish Pit will cook the catch of the day fresh from the sea. We will have a Wednesday night and Friday night festival with booyah artists like Shelly and Signal Band, who is right here, who is from right here in Rosenhof. Cuisine and entertainment by our young artists, just like Gozile in St. Lucia. Let me now address some of the serious concerns of the people of Rosenhof. Healthcare is one of the most serious concerns of Dominicans in general and the people of Rosenhof. Then there is the state of affairs at the China Friendship Hospital. We all know what it is like. It's panic anytime you have to go to that hospital. Dissatisfied indigenous doctors, nurses and healthcare workers are overworked. I just saw one of our Dominican doctors behind me. He works in St. Lucia. He should be working in Dominica. All our young doctors running away from Dominica. Why? They're being disrespected by the government. Nurses, the first chance they get, they want to run away. Frustration. It's not because they don't want to do their work. The system is frustrating them. No medicine at the hospital. Lack of confidence in the healthcare system. Now there's another serious matter. Uncontrolled fires at the Labas and the need for a new landfill. The existing landfill is past its time by about 10 years. 10 years ago, they should have shut down that landfill. We see fires bombarding us and smoke for month after month. We need to do better than that. We need to remove that landfill. You cannot have a landfill close to a hospital and a prison and elderlies. The United Workers' Party and Team Dominica will remove that expired landfill out of Rosenhof to a more valuable and a more meaningful site. Unreliable and infrequent garbage collection. We see the piles. The people of Tarish Pit are the victims of that. Rats running all over. Leptospirosis, a serious threat. We are neglected in this community where rubbish stays there weeks on weeks. We can do better than that. Isn't there an environmental levy? If we are paying that, that is one of the things we can commit to remove that environmental levy. Because that money not going to solid waste. We'll remove it. I say to you, how do we fix that? How do we fix that? We must change the government. I say change the government. They have failed for 27 years and they are tired. Tarish Pit, change the government for your children's sake. Change the government. If Skerrit and the Labour Party cannot improve your life after 27 years in office, they cannot do it again. Let's go down memory lane. There is a party that improved lives in 4.5 years. The younger people will not know about it, but ask your parents. We had long lines of vehicles going to Focal Airport with local exports to England and the other Caribbean countries. We had home industries for local furniture. We had an ice factory. We had grapefruit packing plant. Port workers came right here from Tarish, Gutter, Fokole and Pottersville. Paul Pastor only made local pasta products right here in Roseneuf. So people of Tarish Pit and Roseneuf, stand firm, standing firm with your two-time heavyweight champion. That is what I say to you. On 2 occasions I represented you in Parliament and I suffered for it. They kidnap me, they take me to court, I sue them and get a little money. But stood for you, never attracted by bribes. This one they cannot buy, just like they cannot buy you. We are different kettle of fish. Danny Luge is no fly-by-night, floor crossing, bribe-taking servant. I have fought for you for 17 long years and will fight for you until God's appointed time. It is my pleasure to be a servant until you, the people of Roseneuf, say otherwise. Love you, Tarish Pit. Love you, Roseneuf. Love you, Team Dominica. Good night and God bless.
We have seen this transformation, how our Dominicans are living. And our young people, the very same people that we need to build this country, the very same people that we need to work, the very same people that we need to be doing the heavy lifting to build up our country. They are living, they are running. We are in graduation month right now. And I can guarantee you that the majority of young people who graduated are looking to go overseas. And in the past it was easier. Up to last year, when you graduated, you could look forward to go and study in the United States. But under Roosevelt's carry, this is now gone. Our children cannot even find to be able to go to study in the United States. That is where this government has brought this country of ours. Our people, our parents, our family members who have students in the United States who graduated are not even able to go for the graduation because Dominica has been banned from entering the United States of America. And they have been banned because of the policies of this government. It's misery upon misery that this government is putting upon the people. Unemployment across Dominica. Poverty across Dominica. Look at how they have neglected this community. Last weekend we walked through and we saw the neglect of this government in this community. We are saying, and we're giving you our promise, people of Roseneuf, our promise to you, the people of Tarish Pit, that when we become the government of Dominica, we will remember you. When we become the government of Dominica, we will stand with you. When we become the government of Dominica, we will make your lives better. When we become the government of Dominica, we will provide jobs for your young people. When we become the next government of this country, we will ensure that money once again meets money. We will ensure that you will be able to take care of your children. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm declaring tonight an end of the red clinic. There will be no need for a red clinic. This government has taken away the dignity of our people. Where once we worked the fields, where once our young people worked in good jobs in Roseau, now we have our people having to line up to go and beg a pal rep for $1. They are passing around, throwing envelopes in your hand. Envelopes after 26 years. A government without a record, but there is a record, but without a good record. A government that has a record of poverty, a record of misery on the Dominican people, a record of making Dominica to become what we call a pariah state, where America is saying, "No parle so a pay no pavini." Can you imagine that? For years we have enjoyed that relationship, and now that is gone because of this government who does not care about the people of Dominica. But you'll see a different United Workers' Party government because we care. You have heard and seen Danny Lugay. You have seen his representation in Parliament. You have seen how passionate he has been. And you heard the speaker earlier says, after the hurricane, Danny submitted 500 names to this government. 500 names for support, for liquor galvanage, for a roof over their heads. And not one peon, not one person in Rosonoff got that support that was submitted by your pal rep. And that is the kind of government we have. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we have to remove this government. We have to vote them out. We must vote them out. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit of what we are going to do for you. We are going to transform Dominica. The United Workers' Party is going to transform this country. And how are we going to do this? We are going to transform this country by once again returning pride and dignity to the people of this country. No more will you go up a ministry step in search of $100 or $10 from a pal rep. Those days will be over. Those days will be done for. Our dignity will be restored, where our young people will be able to hold their heads high, find good paying jobs, and come back and say, "Mommy, hold that. Papa, hold that. Sister, hold that." That is where we are going to take this country. Not to have our parents walking up a step of a ministry to get a $10. What a shame. That should never be part of our culture here in Dominica. That should never happen in this country. A country that has so much resources. A country that God has blessed us with so much. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I have been in so many countries. I have seen so many different governments operate. This government is by far the worst government I have seen anywhere in the world.
That is true.
Anywhere. The absolute worst government. You know, a government is supposed, the first job of a government, the first task when you put your ex, l'air ou mette quoi pour un gouvernement, premier bagay is supposé faire, c'est pour travailler pour, et pas supposé travailler pour quoi. The government is supposed to work for the people of the country. When you put your cross and say, "Here, we give you our cross, we give you our support," they are supposed to go and work for you. And the job of a prime minister is to go to bed every night thinking of how I am going to improve the lives of the people of my country. That is his only job. But we have a prime minister who every single day is flying overseas. God knows where he's going to, without even the decency of telling the people of Dominica where he's going to. Because it's our taxpayer dollars that allows him to board this plane. It is our taxpayer dollars that caused him to buy the $6,000 shoe. It is our taxpayer dollars. And yet, he does not even have the dignity to say, I'm going to this country on your behalf. He just flies out. And in the meantime, people are getting up at night with leaky roofs on their heads. People have to wake up in the night and put a pail to collect water in the rooms because their roofs are leaking. And one man is wearing $6,000 shoe, pretending to be the world boss. And we are here accepting this, Dominica. We have to teach this man a lesson. We have to teach him a lesson. And ladies and gentlemen, I have good news for you. Right here, the people of Tarish, you are going to have the privilege to start it off. We are going to win this constituency by over 2,000 votes. And we are going to do it for Danny Luge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious, you know. This Prime Minister promised that he was going to resign last April. Mais la vie do, 64,000 coming in every month, and you know, that's too nice to live, and flying private jet overseas and so on, doing God knows what, while the people of Dominica is in the state that they are. Poverty rampant. I'll give you a story, and everywhere I go, I'll give the story. A few days ago, I was in my constituency in Riviera Syriac, and I knocked on a lady, a single mother with 3 daughters in her home. She invited me to come and sit down in her house, and we started to talk. And this young lady with 3 daughters, all in school, tells me she has not had a warm meal in 4 days. That's in Dominica. The same Dominica where a prime minister oversees Fontaine. The same Dominica where our people can hardly make ends meet. The same Dominica where a government has neglected the people of Tarish Pit. And I don't have to tell you of your struggles, you know it. And this lady did not have a warm meal, not because she did not want to cook, not because she was sick. She could not because her gas ran out. $43. $43 is what she did not have to get a warm meal. And we are sitting around as if everything is okay. Everything is not okay in this country. It is not okay when a prime minister can move from zero to literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, we are told, in bank accounts everywhere. It is not fair on the people of Dominica. Mothers are going to bed every night crying tears because they are not able to feed their children. We have cases of young children fainting in assembly school. And I was reminding my own pal rep of what happened in her own school a few years ago. And I say, after what you know of this government, you still went in and support this government. I will say the same to this pal rep. You know what this government is doing. You know only therefore of this government. You know this government does not care about the people of this country. Why are you supporting this government? And I was telling Miss Greta, because she gave me the story of this child. Whilst they were in assembly in the morning, the child fell down. The child fainted. They took the child to the hospital. The nurse asked the child, when last did you have something to eat? The child said, the last time I ate was when I got lunch at school the day before. So this child went home, had no dinner, The child got up, had no breakfast, and the child is hoping that the day will pass fast so that they can have lunch. How is that child supposed to learn? And there are cases like this, we don't hear about it. But that is the country that we live in. That is our Dominica today. A country where, as a child of the 80s, you were so proud of Dominica. We were going places. We were going places. Now every little country leaving us behind. Every little country. You can drive across St. Kitts in 10 minutes from end to end. But that is where our people in Dominica are finding a little job. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious business. This is about your life. This is about your livelihoods. This is about the future of your children. Do not take this thing for a joke. Do not take this thing for a joke. Because right now, I am sure you know that this government, you need pay you asu. What's next again? Asu. Asu kunu. Asu kuau. Right there. Yes, they have the big foot of government on our necks. That is why this election is important. That is why, whether it's a by-election or a general election, that is why you have to go out there and you have to vote. But not only vote for anybody. Don't mind that they come with nice pictures. Don't mind that they give you the red envelopes. Don't mind that they give you the CWO. Because it looks like that's all they're doing to our young people. CWO cannot pay the bills. I have nothing against CWO. It's nice to free up. But you cannot have our young people freeing up all the time. And then they get up on Monday morning and they have nothing to do. Their only dream is to leave this country. And they will go by any means. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we're here tonight. That is why we're here tonight to remind you of your responsibility, not to me, not to Danny Lugay, not to the United Workers' Party, but the responsibility is to yourself and to your children. It is to yourself and to your children to do the right thing. And what is the right thing? The right thing is to vote them out. And vote in the United Workers' Party, Team Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen of Tarish Beach, we are depending on you. Ladies and gentlemen of Roseau North constituency, we are depending on you. To the people of Dominica, we are depending on you. We have to change that. We have to bring back a government that will work every day on the behalf of the people of this country. And that is what we will do with our 10 pillars. Because with our 10 pillars, we will revive the economy. Et puis c'est là où il faut. C'est là où il faut. C'est là où il faut. Alors c'est moi c'est marchand. Là, il finit pour ranger l'économie. Yoka créé moi tout partout. Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Indonesia, South Sudan, tout partout. Yoka créé moi parce que yo ça moi fort. And so, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I give you a solemn promise that if you vote for Danny Lugay, And across Dominica, you vote for the candidates of the United Workers' Party. You vote for me as the next Prime Minister of Dominica to transform this country. Moi, c'est un docteur pour l'économie. Moi, connaître ça pour faire certain on est l'argent pour chou. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is serious business. I am sick and tired of this government. After 26 years, last APO, we are tired. The people of Dominica want change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you lent for the past 4 years or 3.5 years. You borrowed your constituency was borrowed by the Labour Party. We are going to take it back. We are going to say, Banon, Sasesano, not yours. They have enjoyed their 3.5 years, so I say. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want us. I want that win to be big. So don't stay at home. Don't stay at home when the election is called. Come out in your numbers. Ensure that your neighbor comes with you to the polling booth. And give your support to Tani Luge, the man who is man enough for Rosanov. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on. But in the weeks and months to come, you'll be hearing more about our plan. Our plan for shared prosperity. We will all rise together. The days of a few, the days of a government for the few is over. We will be a government for all of Dominica. We will be a government that will make sure that we all rise together. That no Dominican is left behind. That no Dominican will have to get up. That no Dominican will have to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning because they are getting wet. We will have a housing program to ensure that there is proper housing for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that there will be a health insurance scheme, a national health insurance scheme. I cannot tell you the number of people as we go through the various villages that tell us they do not want to come to that hospital. Many of, especially the older folks, they will tell us, we have already told our families, if we fall sick, kitenu la nuye. They do not want to go to this hospital because they fear, in some cases, they don't have the money. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we will ensure that every single Dominican is covered. So that when you need the medical assistance, when you need to be flown overseas, you're not going to call Matt. You're going to show your insurance card.
That is it. That is it.
That is what we are offering, ladies and gentlemen. We are offering to fix this high cost of living. We are offering, ladies and gentlemen, to fix the high cost of living. We are offering, ladies and gentlemen, to change the tax system in this country. This country is one of the most highly taxed countries in the world. We are paying tax upon tax, excise, customs, a fee by there, VAT, sales, you name it, all sorts of taxes. In Dominica, we have a VAT and we have income tax. A long time ago in Antigua, they removed that. Antigua, there's no income tax. They only have a VAT, but we have a VAT So they take government, take money on you there. They come back, they take another portion on the VAT. And they're not even happy with that. You bring a little vehicle from overseas, a little ride, you just want to move around. No big flashy ride, not just enough to move from here to there. And the government is telling you they want $10,000. $10,000. But we will remove, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. A United Workers' Party will remove this environmental levy of $10,000 on the backs of the Dominican people. This will be gone in day one. And we will review the tax system to streamline the tax system so that you do not have to be overtaxed. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you will have enough money in your pocket to take care of your business. You will not need a power rep. You will not need a power rep. You will not need a prime minister with cash in his drawer. Ladies and gentlemen, better days are ahead for us. I know you've been there, you've been patient, and I feel like going on and on. I'm energized by your presence, energized by the crowd, by all of you who've come out tonight, by the support you've seen. I want to say a special good night to Honorable Lennox Linton, who is with us here. I want to say a big up to all of the other members of the United Workers' Party who are there with us. We are here together. We are here in unity. We are here in support of Danny Forozo.
That is it.
Enough.
That is it.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to join us tomorrow at Fontaine. The hard work continues. We are going to be moving across this country. The blue wave is moving across Dominica. And the blue wave is going to start here in the Rosenhoff constituency and roll across Salisbury, Collioure, Portsmouth, Cottage, and go across to Vacaz and down to the East Coast, Kalinago territory, Grand Fork, Cassibruce, Lapland, all across Dominica. There will be a blue wave of change, a blue wave of growth, a blue wave of development, a blue wave of caring for the people of Dominica. Your days of neglect are over. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are well on our way. We are well on our way, but we can do nothing without your support. And of course, the blessings of the Most High. So we want to thank you tonight. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for living the comfort of your homes, watching the World Cup, and being out there with us tonight. We appreciate you. We thank you. We love you. Thank you for your support for Danny Luque. Thank you for supporting him since 2009. He won, he first went in 2009, won in 2014, and in 2019. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. God bless you. And remember, we are voting the United Workers' Party. AP Nuka Ale Tibeo. Say after me. Nuka Ale Tibeo. Nuka Ale Tibeo. Nuka Ale Tibeo. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. And good night.
So good night to you.
Yes, good night. A very good night to you. Yes, you in your element. I see that you in your element, and it appears that the message itself was resonating, in this community. I know the amount of applause that you got that night, and I know the involvement, the participation, the people who participated. In fact, that was Rosenhoff people. We didn't pay their bosses to come. That they came from all parts of Rosenhoff and was all over the place, and they were very responsive with respect to the various messages
Indeed, indeed. And when you see me talking like that, so it's coming from a place in the heart, and it's coming from a place where through countless conversations with Dominicans across the island, persons who will tell you of the pain, persons who will tell you of the suffering, and it gets me angry at times, and I want to channel this anger in a manner that will benefit this country, because it is highly aggravating when you hear of the suffering of the people, when a woman is not able to buy, with three daughters depending on her, is not able to buy a cylinder of gas which costs $43. What does that say for her children? What does that say for her? What does she have to do in that case? These are some of the things that goes through my mind, and I see all of that in a country where we have gotten so much money, literally billions of dollars on account of the sale of our passports have accrued to Dominica. Yet the people of Dominica are worse off than they were 20 years ago. Absolutely worse off. And that is what angers me, that we could have done differently. This government could have taken care of its people. It could have channeled those resources, as we keep saying, build the factories, subsidize the agriculture sector, get the boats to transport the produce, transform our produce. We have just been through mango season, and as if God is telling us something. This is one of the most, how would you say, this is one of the seasons in terms of mangoes. I've seen the most mangoes in my life in Dominica. It's almost as if God is reminding us of how much we have. The mango trees were bearing where normally I never even realized you used to have mangoes one on top of the other.
Oh, yes.
One mango by itself.
By itself.
So you have guapo mangoes with.
Yes, guap.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
And I'm like, but to me, that's not normal mango.
Yeah.
Normally you have one mango, you can shoot that. But you have guaps. Almost like grapes.
No, but we used to say that before, when we used to go and get mango, we said, well, we're going to be in that guap, but it wasn't as prolific as it is now. Yes.
So it's like God is showing us something, and I'm saying, man, look at the waste, and just the extraordinary waste, when this thing could have been, it could have been vacuum packed, it could have been dried, it could have been freeze dried, it could have been put in water and canned, and so many things could have been done with it. And so it's a reminder that we have so much, yet we are doing so little on behalf of our people. So that's what you saw on Friday. It is that anger, that a government that has been so much about itself and not about the people. And that should not be. A government, after all, should be in position to take care of the people of the country. When a person signs or gives an X, the reason for that X is to put in office a group of persons that will take care of their affairs, because they have to do other things. They have to go about the business of life, but then trust a few individuals to conduct government affairs in a way that it improves their lives, in a way that it makes them better people or better citizens. None of that has happened under this government. Instead, we are seeing this endless suffering and pain of our people.
Oh, yes, certainly. And this is exactly what the message actually conveyed. And you could see that this message was well received. And following this, we had what you call a walkthrough in the Fokole area. And again, people from Fokole, they were asking when it is that they're going to get their meeting. And just to announce with certainty that this coming Thursday, we will be in the Fokole area from 6 o'clock. Is this correct? Yes, we are.
That is correct. Yeah, we are in Fokole at 6:30.
6:30, yes.
Yeah, we'll be in the flat in Fokole for another powerful public meeting. And on Saturday, we are all the way in Yampis. We'll be doing the Yampis route. Hopefully, we can cover Yampis and some of the stock farm area as well, below the state college in that area. So we would like to encourage persons to come out. Soso, I mean, if you support the United Workers' Party, you have some time on your hands at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Join us. Come with us. You could be
Yes.
from a different constituency, it does not matter. Come and help us walk the ground. The more we have is the more ground we can cover, is the more homes we can visit. So we are asking and encouraging our supporters to be with us in Parish Pete on Saturday from 2 o'clock.
Yes, and Danny, the man enough for was enough. We are supporting him, and we've seen what have transpired over the weekend. And by the way, as we are saying this, we want to let the patrons know that we have been all over the country. Last night, for instance, we were in Woodford Hill, and the Woodford Hill meeting was with Zongdin as well. And people all over Dominica. Is that blue wave that is now networking throughout the constituencies of Dominica, and we are really moving at high speed, and it's really coming. By the way, not forgetting, we have to say that we thank the people for Woodford Hill for staying back, not going anywhere Sunday. We didn't see much movement moving down to Roseau to the Labour Party, function, and that is a good sign. People of Woodford Hill, in fact, attended our meeting, Doc, and we're very
Yeah, I mean, I was happy. I
yeah.
was pleasantly surprised with the outturn there last night in at Woodford Hill. Just the large number of persons who came out and showed their support. I mean, that is truly awesome, And I think the message is getting there. I think people are beginning to understand this urgency. The need to change this government, the need to get rid. I think is a new era of hope that is surrounding us here in Dominica, and we are seeing it. That's a manifestation of it, quite frankly.
Yes, frankly, and we are moving forward with Brother Lugie in Rosanov, and we know that we continue to be. We are not taking anything for granted. We are walking this constituency portion by portion. We're meeting people, knowing their, getting information about what is happening to them, and it's just amazing how they talk well about the United Workers Party, and it's encouraging, Doc, and it's something that we look forward to in many of the other constituencies. But before we move on, though, we're going to move on because I think right now we have things happening in this country, and it appears that it is becoming more despicable day by day by those who think when they have authority they can exercise it and do what they wish. You know, last time the Labour Party had its meeting at was on Google Savannah, and we have a concern as a political party, and as Dominicans, we've heard the outbursts of, the presence of the Attorney General, both the Attorney General, and we saw the Attorney General and the Speaker of the House both attended this meeting and they spoke. And it is raising, and that was despicable of the Speaker and the Attorney General. What I do know you have is that an Attorney General, notwithstanding that he or she is serving the government, you see, you save the people of Dominica. You're not taking political sides here, because remember when laws are being, enacted, you have to make sure that you are the custodian of law, make sure that everything is in order and the government doesn't take advantage of the people. So really, in all respects, I think it was morally cruel to see what, had transpired at that meeting. And I think really and truly, we really have to start putting some deep thoughts into where we want our country to go.
Mhm.
And I think on all accounts, Doc, we are saying this was wrong. This was despicable of the Speaker and the Attorney General, and by no means they should actually exhibit that kind of behavior, Doc. Your take on it?
No, absolutely. I mean, it is deeply disturbing to me. I mean that Mr. Joseph Isaac, of course, we go way back, but I could not understand why he would so compromise the office of the Speaker, because the key thing about that particular position is that it's supposed to be someone who exhibits this impartiality, because when you preside over parliament, you're doing so, or your role is really like a referee in a game. You're not taking sides. You see it, you call it as it is, you call the game as it is. There is a penalty, you give the penalty. There is a foul, we give the foul. There is a need to caution, you caution without fear or favor. So his role is more like that of a referee. But in this particular case, it's like a referee who decides, boy, I'm going to, not only am I going to call the fouls against the team I don't like, but I'm actually going to, when the ball is coming in my direction, I'm going to take it and dribble and try to score for that team. I mean, that is how bad it is. And I think that by now after being in the chair for a couple of years, the speaker should know that his role has to be one of impartiality, that his role is to conduct the affairs of government, a very critical part of our democratic process in this country. And you cannot compromise it to the extent where you are openly endorsing and supporting and saying, yeah, it's okay, you can be a laborite, that is fine. I don't know which one to believe. Were you were United Workers Party at one point, you were the biggest UWPite. So you at one point you're UWPite, now you're laborite. I don't care. What I care about is that you are the speaker, and you cannot come what was more disturbing, you cannot come and say that you are standing there as a past. You were present. You cannot. It's like someone who was a police officer, so they have not retired from the police force, and they're coming to arrest you. They're coming to arrest you, and they're saying, "I'm arresting you as a past police officer."
Because though that can happen, you have no authority.
In my role as a past police officer, I'm coming to arrest you. No, you cannot do that.
Can't
It's
do
the
that.
present. At present, you're not a member going up for election for your party. You are the speaker. That is what is present. That's what you are now, as we speak. So your role and your responsibilities are to that office, not to what you were. So that does not sit well with me, and and we have taken action as a party. We are not just complaining. We have in fact written to the president of Dominica, expressing our very, very firm um, opposition to the actions of this speaker. And also we are writing to the international bodies about it, because we think
Yeah.
that it's an egregious act,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, based on that behavior, he should not be the speaker. Yeah, because no one is going to really take you seriously. But guess what? I was talking to one gentleman, and he said, "But what are you making noise about? Don't worry, elections come in, he will no longer be the speaker. So don't worry
Well, yeah,
about it.
but principle
Don't
is
hurt your head
principle.
about it." But I said, no, it's the principle.
Yeah, principle is principle. And again,
Yeah.
under the Westminster system, although we still largely operate under this, and it says that by and large the speaker, according to parliamentary proceedings, parliamentary procedures, the speaker is supposed to protect the minority. It is not really actually the government side, but you have to protect those who will come under serious fire from the government. So there again, you have to exercise the level of impartiality. And so we know that he has done wrong, and he needs to really come clean to the people of Dominica. And I hope the president can find it fit to instruct, the Speaker of the House, that this behavior of the Speaker is not acceptable and will not be accepted in the Parliament of Dominica. Because
But it's the same problem, so that we heard the same kind of comments we heard from the prime minister. I guess he's emulating the prime minister, because he was the one who said no law, no constitution can prevent him from doing what he wants to do. And you get the same sense. It's a very reckless kind of reasoning by this government, that they can do as they wish. They can trample upon the rights of the people, that they cannot account for the CBI monies, and it's okay, that they can just do as they wish, and because they're in government. But that is no. You say no. That's not how responsible governments behave, and this government has been behaving very, very irresponsibly, and they need to be called up. And not only that, the Dominican public need to punish this government. When
yes,
the chance arises to go to the polls, they have to absolutely punish this government by ensuring that they don't come close to the reins of power in the next election.
yes, and we have some feedback with respect to our participants here. One person is saying the Speaker entertained fully, doesn't understand his role, or simply disregards the Constitution. And one other person is saying, yes, Dr. Thomson Fontaine for Prime Minister. Change is coming. After 26 years of suffering under this lazy and greedy government, it's time for them to go. And one person said, yeah, it's very mature. And, and one person actually expressing, but the citizens are the ones who use the road. I guess in respect to an earlier statement made by you, a road maintenance fee is fine. We didn't say no. A road maintenance fee is fine, but the point is we continue to experience potholes, and our vehicles are being, being torn apart based on the number of portals that we have. So when we give you a maintenance fee to actually, maintain the road, then it is incumbent on the government to exercise that sort of judgment and to ensure that they actually maintain the road so that we can ride safely on the road. Because I know for sure too, though, that potholes have caused many, persons driving vehicles to get into serious accidents. So yes, while it is true that fees are to be collected, and we support maintenance fee or levy for road maintenance, but it must be done. Just like when you collect environmental levy, then you have to actually ensure that the derelict vehicles are actually removed and be responsibly sort of discarded. So we know that. Yeah, so I said that already. Thomson for PM after 26 years suffering under lazy and greedy government, and so this is how it is. Yes, and somebody saying thank you for the comments, Doc. Thank you for the comments. Very good work. Very good work. But since then I'll be voting the United Workers Party. You know, this is what is going on. So very by and large, people are actually embracing the message. They are feeling the change. They believe that we are doing the right things. And to me, it's encouraging when you have these people actually outpouring their expressions, their support for good things happening, though. I know you should feel good about that.
Yes, absolutely. It is good that the people are responding positively, and I think that is good. It's to certainly for a political party in the rebuilding process, for a political party trying to get persons to look its way is very encouraging with the responses of the people. The fact that they tune in every Monday to listen to us, and not only Monday, but even if they miss, persons go back in and get the recordings and listen to them. It is very, very encouraging. And so I want to say a big thank you to everyone, those who do it every week, but also those who come off and on. We are very thankful for you. And I think it's good that the party continues to attract that kind of attention. And talking about attracting attention, the party will soon be naming some more candidates. Very recently, we ratified 2 additional candidates, and we are in the process of doing a couple others. So we'll have another big press conference to reveal our candidates, and so we are very excited about that this part of the process is going well in terms of candidate selection, in terms of finding good, capable persons who can stand up for this country. So we're very pleased about this.
Yes, and that's a fact. In fact, two laborers met me today and they whisper in my ears. So it's important that you understand this. The Prime Minister had the thing in his back pocket, but when he saw the lean crowd, he could not have.
I agree. I think that's what happens. So
yeah,
the energy was not there.
You cannot tell me you have a small savannah and then you shrink it again. You further shrink it, to create political optics with respect to crowd, and you yet to project what is there. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
because I've gone home. The crowds have gone home, and
the guys told me, man, tell make sure you announce that tonight because they really are fed up and they're not going to participate again. But somebody's saying there, yeah, some of the issues that need urgent attention. The ravine in Gota village, what is being done to address the large ravine water that causes flooding whenever there is heavy rainfall? If the problem cannot be permanently solved, is there a plan to relocate families whose homes are at risk? The landfill and air pollution, what long-term solutions have been implemented to address the environmental and health concerns affecting nearby residents? The names of these communities. And
you recall we were talking about that when we were in Gota. Remember, we were talking about this very issue, and we were pointing to some of the homes that we said would absolutely have to be relocated. And that is something that we saw with our eyes. We saw the culverts, the drains, and we were told that they overflow when there is heavy rains and so on. So that is something that needs some urgent attention. And we promise the people of Gota that they will not be neglected by our government as they have been by this Labour Party government. And they have been punished because they have not voted for the Labour Party government. And so we will ensure that this particular issue that is spoken about is taken care of. We had some discussions around it. We saw it for ourselves. We saw the danger, and I was thinking, boy, we're in the hurricane season. Imagine, if some persons are close to that and the damage that can be caused and so on. So that is something that we absolutely have to deal with, and we can give our promise to this individual that United Workers Party government will derive a long-term solution to this that will ensure the safety of the residents of Guata village, as well as ensure that this particular hazard is dealt with.
Yes, and why is it that when it comes to take care of the nation's business, and that is something we have to focus on. I know we're nearing the end of our program, but Doc, why is it we cannot get the same quick response with respect to taking care of the nation's business? For example, you have students who are studying overseas and their tuition fees are not being paid, but the Labour Party always have, once they organize in a rally, their stage is being set for 3 days, thousands of dollars to do that. And big band, there are no medications in most part at the hospital sometimes. And here it is that they don't have the urgency to actually do what they call quick procurement and get it done in 2 days, get it into Dominica to take care of the people. So why is that? Why is it that the Labour Party is actually more financially sound than the government of Dominica itself?
Good question.
Yeah, yeah, and but some, I know you're going to answer, and that will be your final answer, and we'll just round it up. But I want to take some there. Yes, my people, wake up, fear no more. The UWP group of caring people are going to save Dominica. They are the ones, and for once and for all. Yeah, and somebody said they are good at spending millions arresting opposition, and people are just supporting and supporting. And really, really, it's encouraging when we get this kind of feedback from persons. And Doc, I will say, somebody said again, the Labour Party is doing nothing. Everything they do is in reverse. So, Doc, at this point in time, we have read most of what the comments made. So, can you please give us your closing remarks as we wind down this program? Real time?
Yes, certainly. So I just want to say, just continue to express thanks and gratitude to our listeners for tonight. And you made the point about the Labour Party seemingly richer than the government of Dominica. That seems to be the case because, like I said, there seem to be endless money for campaign. We encountered persons in the communities who talked about receiving cash of $2,000, of $500, of $600. These are individuals who have been receiving cash from this Labour Party government. And we see the big show and tell, the endless buses with 2 passengers being paid and so on. We have all of that, and it does appear, and that's a very serious concern. Where is this money coming from? You do not have money to put basic medical supplies in the hospital. You don't have money to block the endless holes across the road network in Dominica. You don't have enough money to give your public servants a decent salary increase. But when it comes to campaign, you have money to charter a jet from Miami for $250,000 or from New York for $300,000 to transport 167 passengers, which, by the way, let me do the quick, my phone is died, but I wanted to do the calculation. 160 passengers at $300,000, how much it costs per passenger. So but we'll do the math on that. But that is where we are with this government that seems to have this endless largesse, endless resources when it comes to campaign, but seem not to have money to take care of the business of the people. And that is something that the United Workers Party government will need to investigate exactly what is going on there. Where do you get the money? We don't see fundraisers by this Labour Party. We don't see that kind of behavior. Where they get the money, and all the more reasons also why we need campaign finance reform. That's a very strong case for campaign finance reform. So these are some of the issues going forward we have to take. But in the meantime, we do appear to be in election season, and we're encouraging Dominicans for now, especially those of you in the Roseau North constituency, to vote Daniel Luque, to vote the United Workers Party, and let us begin that endless parade of new candidates, of new representatives of government, and the formation of a United Workers Party government that can once again restore the pride and dignity of the Dominican public.
Yes, Doc, and I'm going to say thank you to all who participated. This has been Real Talk, our Monday evening social media program, outreach program. I'm going to say thank you for participating. We are in, as Doc said, the leader of the United Workers Party, he said, look, we're in campaign season. It's obvious that we're in campaign season. Roseau North, you have been resilient. We are going to thank you for the support that you have been giving us over the years, and will continue to do so. So we're going to tell you, hold strong and hold that resilience. Because that's what they want to take that away from you. You have been very, very good so far and comfortable. Feel good. You are proud of people, and you should make Dominica proud. You have to hold to that end. And so we say, Danny, the man enough for us enough, and we are voting him all the way. And to thank all of those who have participated, we want a better Dominica, and the United Workers' Party remains poised to bring in success to Dominica, to turning this, bad economy to good economy. We are in crisis now. We will come into recovery under the leadership of Dr. Thomson Fontaine as leader of this country. So we want to just thank you for patience, thank you for your resilience, and you must exhibit that resilience at the polls as well, and you must get confirmed. It is important that you should get confirmed, because if you do not get confirmed, then you are not going to be able to participate. And so we urge you to get on board, get confirmed. For those of you who are new registrants, get out there, get registered, and to get registered to vote for your first time, and to do it in good faith, and to do it for your country. So with this, we say good night. Until next time, God's love. So long. Have a good night. Bye.
Right.